Welcome back to my channel. I'm Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit Barbecue. On today's video, I'm going to be smoking my very first brisket on my new Lonestar Grill's insulated cabinet smoker. Stay tuned. Alright, so this is my new Lonestar Grill's insulated cabinet smoker, and this is not my first cook, this is the second cook, but I am already loving this smoker. So this is my fire basket setup right here. I'm only using half of it. I'm going to be dumping some lit coals right here in this area, but as you can see I've got it snaked, starting from the middle and then going out. So I'm using Texas post oak chunks on this cook. Now you can pick up these chunks along with splits at any Academy Sports and Outdoors. So one thing that I learned on my first cook is not to use so many chunks of wood. So as you can see, I've got them spotted throughout the charcoal, and that is perfect. Now it's not recommended that you use splits of wood on this smoker, but you can if you wanted to, but I think that would over smoke your food. So I'm adding about 3/4 of a chimney of lit charcoal. Just like that. And I'm also going to be adding a couple chunks of wood on top of the lit charcoal. Just like that. All right, I'm going to slide the basket into the smoker. And close the fire basket door. I'm going to open up the intake all the way, along with the exhaust. Alright, so now that the intake and the exhaust are 100% open, I'm just going to watch that temperature. I'm looking for 250 degrees. So once the temp hits about 200 degrees, I'm going to start closing the intake and the exhaust. Alright, so I'm starting with a 15-pound USDA choice brisket. Now I did pick this up at my local Sam's Club, and this is the very first brisket that I've ever smoked from Sam's, believe it or not. So this is an Angus choice brisket, so the quality should be good. So it's a good start. All right, so I'm not gonna go super heavy on this trim. I'm just gonna remove some of the heavy fat pockets, maybe the edge, and this thin part of the brisket. So here we go. So sometimes this fat is just too thick. It will not render off. I'm just gonna remove some of this surface fat and some of the bigger pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the mohawk. It just sits way too high and it's a little too flappy for my taste. Now do not toss this away. You can definitely cook this down, make some tacos, or even throw it in the smoker. Again, I'm just taking off some of this heavy fat pocket, just like that. Take off this thin edge, just round it off. So this fat right here on the edge of the brisket is about 1.5 inches thick, so I got to take that down just a bit. All right, I'm going to clean up this edge right here. Just like that. Still got plenty of fat right here. All right, that looks good right there. Let's go ahead and season this bad boy up. I'm using some mustard as a binder. You can use water, you can not use anything. I like to use mustard. So this is my rub right here. Salt, pepper, garlic, and a little bit of Lorry's on top. Give that a good shake. All right, and give the brisket a nice heavy coating of this rub. I'm going to be smoking this brisket fat cap up, so I'm seasoning the flat first. Give the brisket a flipperooski. A little bit of mustard. All right, I'll see you guys outside at the smoker. All right, so my smoker is coming up to temperature right now. We're sitting at about 135 degrees. Now listen to this logic. So one of the big changes that I made when I smoke now is I don't let my smoker come up to the target temperature before loading up my meat. Why do we do that? You know, we bring up the smoker to temperature, open the door, and let all of that precious heat out. Now the smoker is nice and cold on the inside. So I like to load my meat when the temperature is increasing. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I mean, does that make sense what I just said? Why let the smoker warm up and then open the door and let all that heat out. So my cabinet smoker has 3 racks. I'm smoking this on the second rack from the top, right smack in the middle. Now my fire is on the left side, so I'm putting my point on the left side. Now you guys remember the Mohawk? I seasoned that up as well, cut it into a couple of pieces. I'm gonna be smoking that as well. I gotta tell you, that's gonna be some tasty Mohawk right there. All right, so I'm gonna slide the shelf in, shut the door, wait for 250 degrees, and then start adjusting my intake and exhaust. Stay tuned. All right, and just like that, it's been 5 hours. Now the temperature has been locked in at 250 degrees the entire cook. I barely have the intake open, and the exhaust, I've got that 100% of the way open. So let's take a look at this brisket. I have not opened this smoker since we loaded the brisket, so this is the first time that we're gonna see this brisket. Oh, look at that. All right, first things first, the aroma from this brisket smells so good. You know what? I was not expecting to get this bark, so I am really pleased. Let's get an internal temperature. Oh man, that's tender. 182 degrees. What to do? Should we wrap it or let it go? The flat is 183 degrees. All right, so after 5 hours, this internal temperature is already at 184 degrees. That is really impressive. So I think I'm gonna let it go unwrapped, and let's continue to build that bark. Oh yeah, really nice and tender. Wow, 5 hours. So I'm gonna slide the shelf back in, let that continue to smoke unwrapped. All right, let's take a look at our Mohawk pieces. Look at that. They definitely shrunk, but let's see where we're at here. Oh man, that's already 202 degrees, 200 degrees, and it's really tender. So I'm gonna pull these 2 Mohawk pieces, wrap them in foil, let them sit for about an hour, and then I'm gonna enjoy these as a pitmaster snack. So one thing that I forgot to mention to you guys earlier is that this smoker has a built-in water pan, and I added about 2.5 gallons of water, and I did top it off once, so we've got plenty of humidity inside of the smoker. All right, so I'm gonna give this brisket a couple more hours, and we'll come back and check on it. Stay tuned. All right, and just like that, it's been 7 hours, still rocking 250 degrees. Let's take a look at this brisket. All right, let's slide out this shelf. Man, that bark is looking really nice and soft. All right, let's grab an internal temperature. At the point, we're sitting at 189. Looks like we stalled out for the past couple hours, which is expected and perfectly fine. Let's check that flat. All right, the flat has definitely stalled out at 184 degrees. So I'm really loving that bark. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna foil both this brisket. All right, so here's our beautiful brisket. You can check out that bark. I mean, this smoker is a bark building machine. So I've got 2 pieces of foil, and what I like to do is roll the edges in a couple of times all the way around the foil. Just like that. And then at this point, just bring it up to the brisket, exposing just the upper part or the upper cap of the brisket. Just like that. So I'm gonna be adding a little bit of beef tallow over the top of our brisket. Look at that. And this was some homemade tallow that I made. I mean, check that out. Let's toss this bad boy back inside the smoker. Gosh, I can't get over how beautiful this brisket is. All right, back in the smoker she goes. We'll see you guys in a bit. Stay tuned. All right, so the brisket is ready, and the total cook time was 9 hours. And I gotta tell you, this bark looks absolutely amazing. This bark feels really nice and hard, and that's exactly what I want in a brisket. So I wanna hold this brisket until tomorrow afternoon. So what do you guys do? How do you hold your briskets? I know a lot of people like to grab their briskets, put it in a cooler wrapped in towels, but I gotta tell you, that does not work. So holding a brisket in the cooler is good for maybe 2 or 3 hours. If you're gonna go any longer than that, you've got to hold a brisket in a temperature controlled environment. And this is where the Heater 4 from Tablesmith comes in. What the Heater 4 unit does is it converts a cooler that you already have into a holding cabinet where you can safely hold your brisket. So I have my Heater 4 unit set at 145 degrees. Currently we're sitting at 143 degrees. Now I did plug this in about an hour ago. So the other number that you see flashing here, 32H, that is a humidity inside of the cooler. So if you like to see your temperature in Celsius, this unit also reads in Celsius. So the heater 4 unit comes with a couple of pieces. You have the controller assembly. The second item is a heater unit that mounts inside of your cooler. So to mount the heater unit, all you got to do is mount a bracket inside of your cooler like I did right here. So when you're not using your heater 4 unit, all you got to do is take out the heater unit, pull out the cable from the drain plug, and use that as a normal cooler. All right, so at this point, I'm just going to take my brisket, put it inside of my cooler, and I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Stay tuned. All right, and just like that, it's the very next day, about 14 hours later. Let's take a look at this brisket. I got to tell you that heater 4 from Tablesmith did a fantastic job of holding temps at 145 in this cooler. All right, here we go. Look at that. Man, this bark is looking amazing. So let's take this brisket out of the foil boat. Whoo, man. Nice and jiggly, look at that. We have a little bit of tallow. I'm just gonna pour it over the brisket. Just like that. All right, let's slice into this beautiful brisket. I'm gonna be using a brand new knife from Dalstrong. This is the 12-inch Phantom Series slicer. Now, one thing that I love about this knife is that not only is it good for brisket, but it's a little bit flexible, so you can use it for those thick-skinned fruits like watermelon and melons. All right, so before I slice into this brisket, I wanna get an internal temperature to make sure it's above 140 to make sure that that Tablesmith Heater 4 did a good job of safely holding my brisket. Here we go. We're sitting at 144 degrees. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Now remember that bacteria builds at those danger zones between 40 degrees and 140 degrees. This is well over that. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know what to expect. Did I dry it out? Is it gonna be juicy? Again, this is my first brisket cook on that Lonestar vertical smoker. Let's check it out. I mean, it feels tender. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful brisket. Not a whole lot of smoke ring, got a little bit of a smoke ring, but I gotta tell you, it is juicy as all get out. All right, so I'm just gonna move the flat aside, grab this point, and this piece is where your burnt ends come from. So I'm gonna leave that a little bit big. Oh my goodness. This was only a choice brisket, and I gotta tell you, it is majorly juicy. I'm just glad this brisket is not dry. Again, I don't know what to expect when I smoke something on a brand new smoker, but I gotta tell you, I am loving this. All right, guys, let me show you this. Oh my, look at that. Really nice and juicy. Man, that fat rendered really nicely. Let me get a piece that's got a little bit more fat. This one right here. Look at that. That fat is clear, it rendered so much. Nice thin slice. Oh man, this knife is sharp. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. That is amazing, guys. And look at that fat cap. It's got a nice yellow color, kind of yellow clearish, if you will. But that is juicy. There is nothing dry about this brisket. Now, was it the water pan that did this? I believe so. I mean, what else explains it? Again, this is only a choice brisket. It's not a prime or anything, but look at that juiciness. I believe that comes from that water pan. All right, let's give this brisket a taste and see how we did. All right, so I normally get a bite out of the point first, but this flat slice looks absolutely delicious. Look at that juiciness, it's still dripping. Monster bite time, here we go. Oh yeah. Man, that fat melts like butter. It is super tasty. So as far as the flavor of this brisket, you do have an offset flavor, but you also have a touch of backyard flavor in there. It is so good, nice and smoky. Look at that bark, is nice and dark. That is Flavor Town right there. I gotta tell you, this smoker makes me wanna throw all of my other smokers in the trash. Well, except for my Lonestar Grill's 20x42 pellet smoker. But this brisket is so tasty. I wish you guys were here to taste this. It is so good. All right, let's try it nice, juicy, burnt end. Look at that, guys. Look at that bark. Oh yeah, here we go. Man, I gotta tell you, I am speechless. Again, I didn't know what to expect, but I am extremely satisfied with the results on this brisket. So this was my first time using the water pan on my Lonestar Grill's cabinet smoker, and I gotta tell you, I believe this brisket is so juicy because of that water pan. I gotta tell you, I'm definitely gonna be using that smoker for some of these large caterings that I get. Can you imagine 10 to 15 briskets on that smoker? That is going to be money. Don't forget to check out Tablesmith, grab yourself one of these heater 4 units, and start holding your barbecue at a safe temperature, and thank them for sponsoring today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this brisket cook. If this was your first time to my channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Until next time, Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit BBQ. See ya.